Why is this cause so passionate to you personally?
You know, it's funny. We really don't have an immediate connection to organ donation, which is kind of interesting because most of the people involved with our program do. You know, James Redford is a liver recipient about 15 years ago. That's when he formed the organization, which really just, lets people know more about organ donation, how easy it is, how important it is. So the Redfords came to us, Jamie came to us through someone else, and we decided it was certainly a worthwhile cause, and we just fell in love with him.
You're meeting Robert Redford for the first time. As an actor, I would think meeting Robert Redford, I mean, that's pretty huge, right, James?
It really is, not to sound silly or, starstruck, but because I'm pretty hard to impress. I'm not one of those people that, hangs out with actors or goes to a lot of red carpet things, but I am a big film fan, from ordinary people on, he's a fantastic talent. And a really good guy.
We're on with James Denton. Information for the event, Share the Beat, on September 13th at Georgia Transplant. It's gatransplant.org. I know you're a really big music fan, and I saw you interviewed, and you were wearing a Dave Matthews Band T-shirt. Did you hear about Leroy Moore?
Yeah, I did. It's, obviously kind of shocking and sad. Just because of the age, the talent, all kinds of factors combined. So, yeah, you just always hate to hear that, and you immediately, think about the person's family.
How many DMB shows have you been to?
Oddly enough, I'm a big Springsteen guy who I just missed, who was just up the road in Nashville. All my family got to go, and I didn't get to go. So I've seen Springsteen an embarrassing number of times, but I've seen Dave Matthews at least a dozen times. Just a great band, and yeah, that was really sad to hear.
In reading your bio and reading up on you, there was one thing in particular that I was fascinated by, and that's because the business I'm in. I'm in radio, obviously, talking to you. Yep. And you were in radio sales, which is like one of the hardest gigs ever. I mean, that's just as hard as probably trying to get an order is just as hard as getting an acting gig.
It's very similar. A lot of my friends and my wife claim that that's why I had success in L.A. It was my background in sales. You learn how to go into a room and kind of do your thing, and I think it really paid off.
But what was like the most random client? Did you have like a gun shop or
My most random was the big thing is, of course, new clients. All sales managers want the new blood, new clients that have never advertised before. And I had a person on the air in Nashville called Happy Gappy the Birthday Clown. And basically it was somebody who went around at birthday parties, but just the whole thing about it was pretty absurd.
Okay, we're on the air with James Denton from Desperate Housewives. Now, when your character started popping pills, did you start popping pills too, or?
Well, I already was. I'm so hammered. I show up wasted. No, it's funny because that's something I really can't relate to. I've never... but I know, but it's a very common thing. We found most of the threads in our show are taken directly from common things in real life, and I know addiction to pain medication is very common and very tough to beat. And it was an interesting storyline. I'm glad it's over. It was kind of exhausting and not much fun for us or the viewers, but I'm glad we're through that one.
Oh, well, gosh, you're so politically correct. We're on with James Denton. I just want you to shake something up here. Your character has been through so much. It's unbelievable. You're like the soap opera character. They try to kill you. They can't kill you. They put you on drugs. The way Desperate Housewives ended last season was brilliant. It was the best cliffhanger ever. You had to be really proud of that.
Well, I was, yeah.
Besides the fact that you get dumped.
I thought those kids did a great job. And yes, you're right. I've had the coma. I've been hit by a car. I've been addicted to drugs. I've been in prison. I think I've gotten in a fight with every male character on the show. And yet they still expect people to want Susan to be with me. So it's a real challenge to keep Mike Delfino likable. But it's been a lot of fun. There are only 3 of us guys left on the show. It's been kind of a challenge with the character. I keep waiting for, my evil twin to show up. It does become sort of soap opera. But, in reality, that's kind of what we are.
Hey, what do you care? The check clears, right?
Exactly. The baby needs shoes. That's all I know.
When you're not filming, do you spend time in Tennessee? Are you a Volunteers fan?
I am. I went to Tennessee. Of course, we don't want any part of Georgia this year.
That's what I was going to say.
It's a big Bulldog year.
Yeah, what are you going to say to Georgia Bulldog fans, James?
Congratulations. I mean, seriously, that division is so tough, and I know it's early, and now I'm trying to jinx them, you can tell, by assuming they're going to win the division.
Okay, we're on with James Denton, and so have you found friends in Los Angeles to watch college football with you? Because I know it's probably not the same out west the way it is here, where the SEC is the biggest deal.
You're exactly right. It's fun because I get so sick of hearing about the Pac-10 because obviously out here you would think that UCLA and USC were number 1 and 2 every year. Of course, SC has been. I pull hard for Georgia, LSU, Alabama, schools I never thought I'd yell for in my life. Every Saturday, I'm hoping those guys kick somebody's tail because I get tired of hearing about how great Pac-10 football is. So I've become, oddly, a big Kentucky fan and a Georgia fan in Florida.
Well, I love that about you. I mean, and you're hot and you're nice. I mean,
I think I fooled you, but thanks. I appreciate it. I'm very hot on the phone. I can tell you.
Well, especially this early in the morning when we're talking to you, and now it's been revealed that you're a huge Springsteen fan. And before we wrap this up, have you gone backstage to meet Bruce?
He's one of the few major artists or celebrities that I haven't had the luck to meet. We get a lot of opportunities in our business, and it just feels a little unseemly, to kind of capitalize on anything silly. And I doubt Bruce Springsteen has any idea what Desperate Housewives is. So,
you'd be surprised.
No, I've never met him. I always assume nobody has any idea what Desperate Housewives is, and then I went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I've got Madeleine Albright talking plot lines with me, and Laura Bush, telling me about her favorite characters, and so I guess I have to assume that Housewives is fairly popular.
Wait, were you in a corner by yourself with Madeleine Albright and Laura Bush?
And Henry Kissinger and the president, believe it or not. So It was one of those deals where I'm very politically active, and I did get to talk to those guys. And oddly, it was one of the strangest moments of my life.
Is Eva Longoria pregnant?
She is not.
Okay.
That's the best I can do. I don't know. There's talk that she's got an agreement with Mark Cherry. If there is, I know nothing about it. But from what I understand, as of a couple of days ago, she is not currently pregnant, unless something happened last night that may have. Eva's not pregnant.
Wait, so they don't tell you when they have sex?
They don't call me up and say, God, last night was so awesome. You wouldn't believe it. No, they don't. They don't rub my nose in it.
Well, James, you've got a great sense of humor, and you will be in town September 13th for Share the Beat. It's with the Georgia Transplant Foundation. You can get more information at sharethebeat.org. We're going to see you there with Robert Redford and Dana Delaney and tons of other people. Thanks so much for giving us a little bit of your time today, even if you are a Tennessee fan.
Yeah, that's all right. Go Bulldogs this year. In every game except against the Vols.
Fair enough. We will see you September 13th. It was great talking to you. Thanks for being such a great sport.
Really appreciate the time.
All right,
Thanks.
James. Take care.